Hello, hi, it's me, Ghost Bunny, and I'm going to be reading KinnPorsche Chapter 8. And I just realized that we are basically almost halfway, I think. Yeah, because we have 15. Okay, no, are we? Kinda. We're in the middle right now of volume 1. Don't worry, I do have plan on buying volume 2. But for now, just wait. Wait till I finish this one at least. But I do have plan on buying volume 2. And I think there's gonna be a volume 3. I think I saw that on Amazon. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more than more than 2 obviously, but I'm pretty sure there's more volumes. I have to check on the Seven Seas website to make sure how many volumes they're getting. I don't mind like reading more KinnPorsche because I am enjoying it. Shockingly enough, I think I'm enjoying the book more than I enjoyed the actual drama. I did like the drama, not saying I don't like the live action. It's good if you guys haven't watched it. It's on IQIY. It's IQIYE. I'll put the writing here. I'll put a link just in case you haven't watched it. And it's really good, so go watch it. But I don't know, I feel like the book, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm like very invested in it. Although I am rewatching the live action drama. And it's actually probably better the the second time around. I don't know. I'm noticing a lot more details that maybe I just didn't notice the first time. I watched it the first time when it was like coming out, and maybe like I don't know. I just noticed that now. Maybe because I'm reading the book or something. I don't know. I'm enjoying it a lot more. And I'm enjoying a lot more nuances that I probably didn't notice before. But that being said, yeah, I'm gonna be reading chapter 8. Oh, before I start, let me just give my little disclaimers, and that is that one, I am not affiliated with Seven Seas, with why do I keep forgetting their name? Beyond Cloud. I'm not affiliated with Seven Seas, Beyond Cloud, or IQIYE. I mentioned them earlier for the live action, so I just want to clarify that I have no affiliations with any of them. This is just me having fun, just reading with you guys, and for the sake of just the funsies, okay? Also, I am not a native Thai speaker, although, fun fact, I recently started taking Thai classes on italki. Another thing that I have no affiliation with. I'm not getting sponsored by any of them. I would absolutely love to get sponsored by any of them if they want. But yeah, I started taking classes on italki, so who knows? Maybe in a couple of maybe months or a year or so or whatever, I may be I may not have to give the disclaimer of me not speaking Thai. Who knows? Or probably I'll be able to read better. Who knows? I'll probably buy a book in Thai and finally be able to read it. For now, I am just only taking talking classes. There are writing classes available, but for now, I'd rather take talking classes because I plan to go to Thailand next year. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure none of you guys probably care about that. But I said we were friends. I did say that. I stated that at the beginning of this video, kind of, that we are besties and we are communicating and reading together. So, maybe sharing a little bit about me, bestie. Let's just, yeah, don't rush me. I'll get to the book in a moment. But yeah, also, bestie, I know, we all know that I do speak English, but reading, I don't know. When it comes to reading, my brain it does this quick, sexy thing called turn off, and you notice I stumble on my words and all that, but yeah, other than that, oh yeah, and I add stuff. I don't know, I get too much into characters, especially with this book. I love it too much. I have way too much to read in this book. So, with all that being said, all my disclaimers, all whatever, let's begin. Let's begin on chapter 8. Just like last time, they didn't put a POV. I'm just gonna assume we're still on Porsche's POV until it's proven the opposite. So yeah, for now, I'm just convinced we're still on Porsche's POV unless I see something that tells me that we are in Kinn. But if we were, they probably would have said something about it earlier. So yeah, let's continue on as Porsche. The chapter's name is Forgotten, and we are on page 143. I have to keep reminding myself to tell you guys what page we're on, just in case. But yeah, I'm just gonna start reading. Ta-da! Okay, chapter 8, Forgotten. I clung to the edge of the pool, my brow furrowing as I pondered my dilemma. The feeling of being dragged underwater made me unable to focus on today's test. I was haunted by the thought of the koi I'd killed the night before, uncertain what repercussion awaited me. Oh yeah, and I remember this is after Elizabeth and Sebastian died. By the way, like I said earlier, I'm rewatching the live action and I just got to this part in the drama in the live action. I might put a little clip here. Oh my god, my poor boy crying for his fish. Also, were the fish alive in the scene? I swear they were. But like, okay. I'll put a little gif or something about him with his fish because I love that scene. It's one of my favorite. I just keep laughing every time. Um, but yeah, it's haunting him. Before it was the watch. First the watch haunting him. Now it's the fish. Character development? Question mark. Yeah. But now he's haunted by the poor fish. Honestly, I was scared. Rather than confronting the looming issue, I contemplated the idea of succumbing to the water and meeting my ultimate demise like those poor fish. Damn, he's contemplating unaliving because fish. Unfortunately, I wouldn't drown quickly. I was a good swimmer, and I wasn't as sensitive as those delicate koi that perished at the slight change in their environment. Damn, they have not been dead for that long. You're already insulting the dead. Poor fishies. Poor Sebastian. And poor Elizabeth. Rest in peace. I mean, oh, too soon. Um, what's wrong? You've looked tense this entire class, Tem said, swimming towards me. Swimming? John, still nursing his injuries from his recent beating, crouched down beside me at the pool's edge. The instructor had exempted John from today's swimming test, permitting him to submit a report for credit instead. Both my friends looked at me in concern. Yeah, what's the matter? Your pace was bad. I just saw the instructor deduct points from your score. I heaved out a sigh, which probably confused them more. Expressing emotion was rare for me. I was basically a bot, but here I am, emoting. Crazy Schmidt. But yeah, I was emoting. That was rare for me unless I was stressed beyond my breaking point. And I kind of was. Haunted by fish. Glup, glup. Yeah, I'm stressed out. I admit it. Pulling myself out of the pool to sit next to John. Wanna talk? Tem asked. Maybe we could help. He glanced at John and made me as He glanced at John and me as he floated in the water. His orange swimming cap conjured up the image of those koi in my head. They really are haunting him. Damn it! I wouldn't be this worried if I had killed any other fish, but these had belonged to a mafia member who could easily ensure I was sleeping with other fishes that weren't these ones. Randos. Ew. What am I supposed to do? I groaned, wearily scrubbing a palm over my face. Tam and John exchanged a startled glance. This was probably the first time either of them had seen me this vulnerable. Normally I'm an alpha sigma male, but not today. No. What happened? What did those mafia f***ers do? What did they do to you? I'll kick their ass. John snarled, pretending he knew how to fight, when we all know homeboy does not know how to throw hands. So cute. Dude, Tem cut in. Look what happened to you. Don't get cocky. How did I lose my place? Hey, They caught me by surprise, okay? Look. Let's see what happens one-on-one. Come on, hit me, bro. Hit me. Uh, John huffed. He still bristled every time that incident came up. I already explained everything to him, to John, and apologized for using his name. Bro, sorry for stealing your identity. He was obviously pissed at me, so I countered by offering to buy him lunch for the entire month. Unlucky for him, what I offered to buy him was actually Lunchables on discount. Just kidding. 7-Eleven cheesies. For a month. What's wrong with my accent today? What am I doing? That got me back on his good side. Both of them knew that I'd started working for the mafia because I told them. Tim was totally against it, but I told him I'm an adult and I do whatever I want. Never mind, I said, but I explained that it was for Che, and he understood. And my home, and the offer was too good to pass up. While my friend did not fully agree with my decision, they respected it because there was nothing they could do to change it. Tim, can you take off your cap? I asked. Seeing him swimming around the pool with the orange sting on his head made me nauseous. Seriously, those fishies traumatized him. Nightmares? Glub glub. He sees Finding Nemo? Terrorized. On the verge. Just like basically watching a horror movie at this point. There has never been a horror movie that could scare him more than the absolute travesty as The Little Mermaid. But while he was terrified of the glub glub, fishy fishy, swim swim, Tim spoke. Why? I picked my lucky color so I get a good score on the test, Tim grumbled, but he took off the cap eventually. Phew, crisis averted. He hoisted himself up to sit with us. What's wrong? I closed my eyes and confessed. I killed Elizabeth and Sebastian. What the hell, Porsche? John shouted. They made you kill people on your first day? We need to call the police. I'm fresh with a murder. A murder! I smacked John harshly on the head. Never mind that he was already covered in bruises. Damn. Do they really treat people's lives like that? You should quit, Tim said, inching away from me. He looked horrified. It's someone's life! John kept on shouting. I had to intervene before things escalated any further. They're not people! My friends abruptly snapped their mouths shut, waiting for me to clarify. They were fish! A wave of relief washed over their face, and they scooted closer to me again. Phew, that's a relief, John exclaimed. What kind of fish have names anyway? What was it? Eliza, Damn, John pronounces English worse than me, and I constantly stutter. Lizzo? It's a fish called Lizzo. Since they have names, I figured they must be adorable, I said. You saw them. Glub glub. Oh wait, sorry, does that trigger you? Sorry, I forgot you were fish phobic. Wait, I'll look up the definition, well, the word that means phobia of fish. I'll post it here. That's Porsche's fear. He is that. Phobia of fish. But yeah, I proceeded to recount the entire story to Tim and John, and both of them bursted out laughing. It wasn't funny to me, at least. I kept on sulking, Frustrated, I considered calling off work today, not ready to face the impending shitstorm. I couldn't. I could already tell an unfortunate fate awaited me. Time urged me to quit, warning me that what I feared might be inevitable. But quitting was not an option. I'd rather sign a 1-year contract. I didn't have the money to pay the premature termination fee. That was their still reaction. They were still laughing. It took them like more than an hour. It was crazy shit. Tam almost drowned. 5 times. It was crazy. I got it from the pool and made my way to the lockers. Seriously, they were still laughing. Tam almost drowned for a 6th time. Glancing at my phone, I noticed 8 missing calls from Kid. Fuck. Kid being like, excuse me? Like, why do you even have a phone at this point? Your phone is just decoration at this point. I hadn't even saved it in my contacts. I just know it's him. Who else would be calling me? A weary sigh escaped me as I contemplated my life choices. Damn. Move. Change my name, my face. Juan Pablito is a good name. Maybe Lorenzo. Maybe I'll move to a mountain, nowhere near fish. Ha! Terrifying. I decided to follow my friend's advice and face the consequences of my actions. No, why am I responsible? There's no escape for me. I arrived at 6 p.m. on the dot. As I removed my helmet, I prayed to the triple gem. Here's a small note. It says the triple gem, or Triratana, are the core foundations of Buddhism. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. So we are well established that Porsche is Buddhist, right? I think we've established that. I think earlier on they mentioned something about him, something Buddhist. Yeah, we know. Thank you for clarifying that he is in fact Buddhist or practices Buddhism. We didn't know. You have to clarify it more times, please. But yeah, he was hoping Buddha would protect me from harm. When I hopped off my bike, some bastard approached me with a scowl. "Mr. Kim is summoning you," said a low-like bitch. I sighed. There was a saying that each sigh was a stolen breath, and too many stolen breaths could shorten a life. At this rate, my life was almost over. How many times did you sigh? Dragging my feet, I trudged up the stairs to Kin's room. I looked at the enormous door, mustering the courage. Before slowly opening it, the room was dead silent when I stepped inside. Kin was not alone. His older brother, Tankun, sat next to him, with his arms folded tightly over his chest, glaring at me spitefully. I glanced at Kin, trying to avoid making eye contact with Tankun. However, Kin, his heated gaze, told me he already knew I was the culprit. So I just started looking at coffins and I was like, damn, which one's for me? Am I a girly pop type of funeral type-ish? Or am I like emo? Should I bring the Black Parade to my own funeral? They better play Sticker from NCT. Or maybe Replay. Should I start making my playlist for my funeral? Which coffin is the best? Do I want a Barbie pink? Again, my girly pop. Questions. Tankun cursed loudly when I came to a stop in front of them. "Murderer!" he cried. "Why did you kill my koi?" Initially, I had been planning to confess. I had no idea they'd already figured out I did it. Looking down at my feet, I remained silent and waited for the rest of the reprimands. I find it very interesting how normally Porsche is like, "Fight me, bitch, fight me. Catch me outside. Catch me. Catch these hands. Catch me. Loser." But like, he accidentally kills fish and all of a sudden he's like, "I am so sorry. I apologize for all my sins. Today's the worst day ever." Wait, let me just change my... "I hate my life. I'm so sorry I did this to you, my beautiful, amazing king. I don't deserve rights. I am a horrible monster. I have done horrible criminal kind." type of things. I said criminal so many times and almost lost its meaning. I am so sorry. Please, please, if you plan on hanging me, use a pretty pink girly pop rope. Because, like, normally he doesn't give up. But now, like, what? The koi haunted him. The koi went into his dream and was like, I can see your soul and it's rotten. Ken huffed. Dude, just apologize to Tankun, he said, his voice neutral and slightly annoyed. When I remained tight-lipped, not knowing what to say, Ken arched an eyebrow. Or are you denying it was your fault? We literally have you on tape. I recognize that penis anywhere. Wait a minute. You haven't seen it yet. How do you recognize it? How could it be anyone else? You can see it in the security footage. I knew it. It's definitely him, Tankun exclaimed, using his fingers to zoom in on a picture on his tablet. At first I got mad at time, because I thought he did it, but it turned out to be you. There it was, a picture of me pissing into the pond. That was undeniably my face. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't deserve any rights. I am a criminal. I deserve to be hanged. No, seriously, that's basically his entire moment right now. I've never seen him do this. Like, seriously, what? Did the koi god appear in your dream and say, I will literally make sure your afterlife is worse than hell? Like, seriously, he's being haunted. I'm sorry, I whispered when I realized Tankun wasn't going to let this slide. What did my koi ever do to you? Why did you piss on them? Why? Tankun wailed, his voice quavering with a combination of fury and despair. He sniffled. Teach this guy a lesson. Next time, I'll piss on you. Don't do that, that might be his fetish. Piss on you, so you know how it feels. Let's go. Again, don't do that, that just might be his fetish. I almost cracked up at the sight of Tankun trying to cuss me out while holding back tears. Despite the tense situation, his reaction struck me as absurd. Like, I low-key wanted to laugh, but, like, the spirit of the koi god did in fact curse me to death. So, I was in a tight spot. The door slammed shut with a resonating crash as Tankun left. With a herd of bodyguards, I was relieved that things didn't turn out as badly as I feared. I already saw me choosing my two-piece suit so they can properly put me on the ground. But that wasn't the case. That didn't happen. Damn, all those hopes. I already had my funeral playlist. Well, next time. But I started to suspect I might be wrong about that when I saw the disdainful look Kin gave me. Have you realized your mistake? He asked, crossing his legs and folding his arms over his chest. Annoyance etched into his expression. I glared back at him in defiance. Why didn't you use a toilet like a normal f***ing person? Kin continued to scold me sternly. Don't act like a savage in my home. Okay, but like, in my defense, I didn't know it was a koi pond. It looked murky, and I thought it was some sort of, like, septic system, or, like, sewer drain. I explained, with a vacant expression, though, but, like, I still explained. Still on the edge from the previous confrontation, I dropped onto the couch opposite to Kin, like, ugh. The moment my ass, he really wrote ass, that's not my improv. The word's ass is written in his book. The moment my smexy ass, my little peduncle cheeks, touched the cushion, Ken shot me a pissed off glare. Who said you could sit down? It's like I'm not even fucking here at this point. Anyone can just do whatever they want. On my sexy, beautiful chair? Like, guys, the fuck? This is crazy shit. Okay, dude, I'm tired. I retorted, baffled that Kin wouldn't let me of all people, sit the fuck down. I don't know where to begin with you. The fish, your remarks, or your fucking audacity to act like my equal. Kin shouted. Get the fuck up. That's not your seat. Okay, but like, who do you think you are? I grumbled, reluctantly standing up. Who would have thought sitting on that sofa would be such an issue? I was fed up with Ken acting like he was better than everybody else. I didn't step on his toes when I sat down, now did I? Here's another thing, Ken said, getting up to retrieve a stack of papers from the desk and haphazardly throwing them into my direction. The sheets flew everywhere. What gave him the right to treat people like this? I scolded at him. Asshole! I growled. Don't call me that. Do you even realize what you've done? Kin yelled, stepping into my space. I didn't back down. Kin shouldn't assume he was the one who could get angry, or that I was going to roll over and take it. What? What did I do? I yelled back. How dare you raise your voice at me? Okay, well, why not? It's what I always do, isn't it? I scoffed, confidently brazen. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the guts to stand up to him. Kin, I have the funniest thing you could do right now. Just grab your phone and look up koi fish and just woo. Oh, wait, I shouldn't encourage this because that is a phobia he has. Canonly. Woo. Gloop, gloop. Fishy fish. Come on. Think smart. Oh, I'd love to see you keep it up. Keep what up? Ken retorted sarcastically, shoving my chest with considerable force. My back slammed against the wall, knocking the wind out of me. Bastard! I quickly regained my balance, lunging back at Wim with an equally violent push. Caught by surprise, Ken stumbled and nearly fell back onto the sofa. The esteemed, don't sit on this sofa, that one. Porsche! Ken roared, seizing my waist. I staggered forward and Ken took the opportunity to throw me onto the couch. I thought I wasn't allowed there. And straddled me, pinning me flat against the cushion. I thought I wasn't allowed here. His rage was evident in his furious gaze and clenched teeth. My arms hurt from the strength of Ken's hold, and the pain increased as I made a futile attempt to break free from his vice-like grip. I knew that I should have been able to fight back, to fight him off, but Ken's strength seemed to increase with his anger rising. I'm warning you, Ken snarled. What you did today was unforgivable. What? Let go of me? Damn it! I shouted back. I remembered our first encounter, how Ken got the absolute shit kicked out of him by that gang of goons. In that moment, he was an entirely different man. Slightly sexier. Why did you organize my report like that? It was in the wrong order from the very first page, you dumbass. You were trying to fuck with me, weren't you? Ken continued shouting at me. Little did he know Porsche did not actually know how to read. It wasn't that he was doing it on purpose. Porsche just didn't know that the number 1 came before the number 5. He was number illiterate. He knew how to read, just not numbers. That was his kryptonite. Let me go, I can't breathe, I cried out, struggling to escape. Although I momentarily, succeeded in pulling my hands free, his weight on top of me rendered me immobile. Ken snatched my wrist again. I'm literally going to kill you. If Ken thought he could get the better of me, he was mistaken. I managed to lift myself up, pushing against him repeatedly, with my foot until I finally wrenched myself out of his hold. After shoving Ken against armrest of the other side of the sofa. I promptly stood up and regained my composure. Ken always tried to catch me off guard, and it pissed me off. If he had the gall to fight me, he should have faced me head on. Hell, I don't know what to do with you anymore, Ken said, refraining from approaching me. He angrily pounded his fist against the back of the couch. Not his chest, his fist. He's like, Up for one more match? I taunted him. I was aware that we were similar in strength, but I knew I could outmaneuver him in a fair fight. You just never learn, Ken sighed, exasperated. His expression went from fury to frustration. He's basically training a new puppy. Like, he's not potty trained, my dude. He's also not people trained. Well, he is potty trained, just not people trained. And you never play fair, I muttered, glaring at Ken. Ken massaged his temple. Ken was massaging. He's like, ah. I'm afraid I might end up killing you one day, Ken said. Ignoring Ken's remark, I turned around to leave, sensing that our little talk was over. Who said you could leave? Ken shouted. I stopped in my tracks, wondering what else he could possibly want with me. What now? I asked. Go change your clothes. I'm going out, Ken barked. I looked at him baffled. My clothes? I won't have you following me in that outfit. Like, it's fucking hideous. Like, come on. Ew. Like, I don't want uggos following me. Well, you're not uggo, but that outfit definitely is. Sheesh. You live like this? I'd gone home earlier to change into a black t-shirt and jeans, the most respectful outfit I owned before coming here, and he had the fuck all audacity to call my outfit uggo. Like, come on. Even Che said I looked hot and sexy. Well, he said, you look okay. Stop asking me, weirdo. But, like, the same thing applied, okay? No, I declared, crossing my arms over my chest in defiance. You must change, Ken emphasized each word. Then I won't go. Ken stood up and quickly strode toward me. I anticipated this, and I would not let him gain the upper hand. However, he caught me. He caught my punch and dragged me towards the door. I resisted his attack, shouting, What the hell? Before yanking my hand from his grasp. Are you going to follow me without causing a scene, or do I need to have my men drag you outside? Ken yelled, pulling me along with him. Eventually, he succeeded in hauling me to the door. The bodyguard outside had probably overheard our fight, but they quickly pretended to be busy. Look at that. Wow. They were like, wow, I love Wall. It's my fave. But yeah, they were busy pacing back and forth or reading a book. That book was upside down. Also, half of you fucks can't read. Are you going to leave willingly, or do you want my men to take you by force? Ken repeated, looking at the bodyguard glaring at me with hostility. I reluctantly shook off Ken's grasp and complied with his order. Fine, okay, I'll go with you, diva, I answered, trailing behind him while swearing under my breath. If Ken didn't have his entourage backing him, he'd be no better than anyone else. If he ever managed to slip up one day, I'd give him the beating of a lifetime. I'd like to see him get so cocky after that. Beating, cock. The jokes write themselves. Ken led me to a room outside. Ken led me to a room downstairs. Has father returned? He asked the man standing by the door. Yes, he has, the man responded. Ken immediately opened the door and ushered me into a room where Mr. Korn and P-chan sat behind the desk. This appeared to be Mr. Korn's office. What's the matter? Korn raised his brow in confusion before suddenly bursting out in laughter. What what did you do to Ken this time, Porsche? He looks like he's about to explode. Look at that face. Look at that face. I shook my hands from Kin's grip and placed them together over my chest, greeting Pichan and Mr. Corn with a polite, wide gesture. Father, I won't let him wear this when we go out, Kin complained. Ah, I see. Mr. Corn turned to me. I heard you tried to burn down my house last night. Look, I just don't know how to make coffee, okay? I'm number illiterate. What comes first? The 3 or the 17? Discrimination, I say. Where? I didn't respond, actually. Father, he's not dressed appropriately. You know I have to meet Mr. Crit tonight. Kin gave me another disapproving once-over. Baby. You kids give me a stroke you kids will give me a stroke one of these days. Tankun came blubbering here earlier, Mr. Corn mumbled, wearily putting his face in his palm. He then patiently addressed me. Remember our deal, Porsche? While you can dress as you please, here, I ask you to wear a suit when going out. Please, I'm begging you. Just do one thing, please. I'm tired of your shit. I sighed. Mr. Corn shot me a somewhat disappointing look, a silent reminder of our agreement. Defeated, I nodded my assent. I would never have agreed to follow Kin's order if I hadn't made the promise to Mr. Corn earlier. Look, go get changed and be at the front door by 8. Oh, this was supposed to be Kin? Damn. Look, just go get changed, okay? Like, do that, and then go to the front, like, at 8. Okay? Just do that. Just do that. Kin said with a disinterested tone, though his face told a different story. Kin left the room without waiting for me to respond. I swore under my breath. Kin should be proud of himself, making a quiet guy like me curse so much. Yes, it's very quiet, very demure. Mr. Corn ordered Pichan to provide me with a couple of black suits. Once I had them, I returned to my room to clean up and change. As I shrugged on the suit, I wondered if I had killed Kin in my past life, and we were to hunt. If he was here to haunt me in this one. No, it's actually the fish. Gloop gloop. Oh, wait, sorry, too soon. I remembered Pichan's order to carry a gun every time I went out. I grabbed the weapon from its case and made my way to the designated meeting spot, right at the appointed time. I wasn't used to wearing a suit. It felt itchy and uncomfortable. The other bodyguards snuck curious glances my way, and a few, audibly, snickered at me, like I was some kind of freak. Huh. I vowed to remember each of these moments and wait patiently for an opportunity to settle the score. I'll catch you guys. Never again. The day would come when I could punch each and every one of these bastards in the face. Kin arrived shortly after, decked out in a sleek navy suit. He quickly appraised my appearance, the corners of his lips lifting into a faint smile before gracefully entering a luxury car parked nearby. I followed behind him, but I came to an abrupt halt after Kin sat in the back seat. I wasn't sure where I was supposed to sit. Calm was in the driver's seat, and another bodyguard occupied the passenger seat next to him. What the hell are you waiting for? Kin called out as I hesitated. Get in! Do you need an invitation? I took the only seat available, the one next to Kin, which I regretted. God damn it, why can't I just sit on the roof? As I entertained the thought of smashing his face in, I slammed the door shut behind me, disregarded Kin's disapproving look, and scooted away from him until I was pressed against the side of the car. No one uttered a word, leaving the car in total silence. They couldn't even put some black pink. This is absolute determination. And come on, you guys couldn't at least put on some Jeff? Come on. absolute bangers and you're avoiding all of them. Jeez, this is why I hate rich people. Kid sat with his legs crossed, preoccupied with whatever was on his tablet. Damn, he's an iPad baby? As I observed him, I reflected on something Pete had told me about Kin compared to his brothers. He was a meticulous person. You know that. Pete was probably correct considering Kin's appearance. His suit was flawlessly tailored, and his crisp white shirt was buttoned up all the way. He wore a pocket square folded neatly in the breast pocket of his suit jacket, and the hem of his slim-fit pant perfectly gazed the top of his polished dress shoes. Please observe some more. Even his hair, I didn't mean it. Even his hair was was styled. He looked handsome, though perhaps a bit too mature for his age. Take a photo, lasts longer, my dude. Like, Jesus, like, clean the saliva. You've been humming for a while. Like, come on. You've been, like, cross-eyed and like that. Like, please. Why are you looking at me? Ken asked. No, seriously, why are you staring? Like, you haven't blinked in, like, a while. Ken asked without sparing me a quick glance. I quickly averted my gaze to watch the scene outside of the window. I'd only taken a look at Ken to confirm that he dressed way older than he needed to. The cars, yeah, that's me when I lie. Me when I'm trying to say, no, I'm not looking at you because I like you. It's because job, Schmidt. Confirmation, not because But yeah. The car stopped in front of an elegant hotel building. I'd only seen this place from a distance before. It looked way classier than my usual haunts. Ken briskly instructed the three of us to stay close but maintain a discreet distance, and to stay aware of our surroundings. So I did none of that. I followed closely behind them to the elevator, still not knowing what we were doing here. With the push of a button, it transported us to the rooftop bar that exuded the same sophistication as the rest of the hotel. The music playing in the background set a pleasant mood as Ken greeted his associates. They were actually playing Candy by NCT Dream. It was great. Absolute banger. The patrons of this fancy joint were dressed just as immaculate as Ken was. Oh wait, sorry. They were actually playing Sticker by NCT. Classy music. I don't know why I thought they were not playing something extremely classy and elegant like Sticker of NCT. But they were. That's why I said they were fancy and elegant. The men here wore suits and ties, and the women wore gowns so long I was afraid they might trip and fall. I nervously surveyed my surroundings, realizing this was my first encounter with the luxurious realm where the affluent sought the pleasure of alcohol, and also the affluence of a Sticker by NCT. Super fancy music for super fancy people. Don't let Mr. Kin out of your sight, one of Kin's men told me. What about you guys? I retorted. We'll be watching him as well, and you better not start anything. I walked away without acknowledging his order and sat down at the bar. Fun enough, I thought I was the leader. Ken had instructed us to maintain a discreet distance, and I figured they should be discreet enough. This was a pretty great joint, actually, especially considering most of the female guests were exactly my type. Fair-skinned. Oh. I guess I'm not your type. Because I'm not fair-skinned. Come on, Porsche. No, but like, yeah, I'm not fair-skinned. Damn. Asian. Oh fuck. Wait. You count Philippines, right? A little bit of Tagalog. Please. Please. Just kidding. He's gay. Sad times. But yeah, his type was apparently were fair-skinned Asian women with delicate facial features. He says that, yet he fucks with Kin. He is fair-skinned. I'm sorry, I went far. I was just stretching my leg. It hurts. He says that he likes fair-skinned Asian women. Change the what and just leave the men. Actually, just put Kinn. Like, he is pale. I will say that. At least the actor for the live action is very pale. And where was I? Oh yeah. I returned! Flirty smiles to the woman checking me out. Soon a waiter approached me with a drink. He placed a glass in front of me and gestured towards a woman smiling brightly in my direction. I gave her a nod, raising the glass in acknowledgement before downing the amber liquid in one go. Alcoholic. The expensive whiskey tasted far superior to the bottom shelf stuff I'd had before. He's like, damn. Sometimes tasting something that doesn't, drinking something that doesn't taste like piss is actually good. Not piss. Great. He drank that cheap shit, the one. I speak like someone who knows anything about alcohol. I don't actually drink, but I've been told by many people that some places give you piss. And I'm like, I've watched JoJo, I know. But I'm pretty sure Giordano really, really liked it. I think he liked the piss more than he liked the actual tea. But I got off topic. He finally had good alcohol. Maybe that's why I don't like alcohol. I keep getting the shit ones. I say that. I've only drank 2 times in my life. Never again. But yeah. It was robust yet smooth, unlike that cheap shit that would just taste sour and left your throat burning. I exchanged flirtatious looks with every woman who cast her eyes my way, fully aware that I looked even hotter when I was a little buzzed. Okay, if you say so. He's like, I feel like hot shit today. I was on my 3rd glass now, courtesy of the beautiful women generously buying me drinks. Each glass tasted unique. These drinks were stronger and more delightful than anything I'd ever tasted before. Can I join? A sweet voice asked, bringing me out of my thoughts. I responded with a subtle smile, indicating my approval. The woman extended her arm and introduced herself. I'm Prim. I worked as a bartender long enough to know what it meant when a woman approached me at the bar. Porsche, I replied, shaking her hand and playfully brushing my thumb across her skin. Oh, our names have a nice ring to them. Let's drink to that. How about I get you another one? Prim smiled sweetly at me before turning to place her order with the bartender. My eyes lingered on her graceful figure, perfectly curvy in all the right places. Damn, keep insulting me. Not only am I not fair-skinned, but I am obese. Like, I am curvy. I'm fat. Does that count? I don't think so. But yeah. Where was I? Yeah, he was checking her out. She was just my kind of woman. I had a feeling I might get lucky tonight. I'm getting lucky. There was a nagging feeling in the back of my mind that I'd forgotten something very important. However, clearly if I didn't remember, it was probably not that important. The line of shots in front of me and Prim's insistence that I drink them was infinitely more appealing than remembering what I was supposed to be doing anyways. So I brushed it off and thought, yeah, fuck it, let's drink. A wave of dizziness hit me, but I wasn't totally hammered yet. That's what I said. The combination of the gorgeous woman and the liquor had my mind pleasurably preoccupied, keeping me from dwelling on whatever it was that I was forgetting, like a certain K person, I don't know, KinnPorsche, I don't know. Porsche, what the hell are you doing? Came a shout from one of Kinn's men. Oh, now I remember. He tried to violently yank me off the bar stool in my intoxicated state. I glared at him in annoyance. Jack off. I scoffed at him while glancing at the terrified woman behind me. What? It's Mr. Kinn. He's been attacked in the bathroom. My eyes widened as the realization hit me. I knew what I'd forgotten. Kinn! My sole responsibility. Holy fuck. How did I forget? Why aren't you helping him? I yelled, jumping up to hurry after him, but I felt the room start to spin. I am! That's why I came for you! I shouted back. He shouted back, rushing to the bathroom. Something told me I should run after him. I crashed into tables and chairs along the way, scaring the other guests. When I reached the restroom, I saw Kinn fighting off 3 strangers with his other bodyguard. I launched a flying kick at the man who was about to lunge at Kim. Ow, what the hell are you doing? It seemed like my aim was slightly off, and my foot made contact with Kinn's torso. He yelped in pain, but quickly returned to the fight. Without any further hesitation, I strode over, grabbing a man by his hair, and began throwing punches. It looked like we had the upper hand. Kinn's attackers were soon sprawled out on the floor as I observed the fallen figures. Their number mysteriously multiplied from 3 to 6. I shook my head, slightly trying to pull myself together before getting back in the fight. I continued kicking the man down until I lost track of time and accuracy in the flurry of kicks. Ken glared at me sideways. Are you drunk? I glanced back at him, hearing the irritation in his voice, as I watched Ken into two identical people. Split into two identical people. I shook my head before replying, No. Come. Call our people at home. Tell them to come and take care of these guys. Ken ordered his driver. I waited until our reinforcements arrived to round up the attackers and load them into a van. Afterwards, I got back into the same car that had brought us here. Ken maintained a brooding silence through the entire ride home. He looked pissed as hell, leading me to wonder if my actions were the source of his anger. Now, what makes you think that? The main action being the one that left a noticeable imprint on my shoe and his once pristine white shirt. I wanted to yank my hairs out at my carelessness. The pounding in my head intensified as the alcohol seemed to finally kick in. I didn't usually get this drunk this fast. With the expensive drinks those women kept buying me, I probably ended up consuming more alcohol than my body could handle. When we got back, Ken stormed into his room while barking orders to me to follow. I grudgingly trailed behind him, mentally preparing to block out his yelling once, along the way. After opening the door, I saw Ken standing with his back to me, his hands on his hip. Knowing that I was in the wrong this time, I decided to speak first. Well, sorry, I slurred. What the hell do you think you're doing? Ken snapped. I scratched my ears, slightly oblivious to his shouting. I'm apologizing to you now, aren't I? I said, struggling to keep my eyes open as Ken turned to confront me. My eyelids grew heavy and warmth flooded my body. The suit was suffocating me. Unable to stand in any longer, I shucked off the black slacks, leaving me in my boxers. I hoped Ken wouldn't mind, my half-dressed state. We were both men after all. Just too fucking hot in the suit. It was just like, ugh. What now? Ken exasperated sigh flew past me. I couldn't keep myself upright any longer, and I collapsed on Ken's forbidden sofa. Let me sit. My head hurts. I groaned. Ken's voice softened. Do you feel even a little guilty? Yeah, a little. Come on, I did say sorry. I said, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I beg you. I looked up at him in confusion to see that his gaze was already set on me. The fury burning in his eyes had been replaced by a cool intensity. I expect Ken to rant until my ears fell off. It was a shock to see him so silent and composed. What are you looking at? I mumbled as Ken kept staring at me. It occurred to me that he might be waiting for an answer to his previous question. Yeah, I feel guilty and my head hurts. He smiled faintly at me. Since you're feeling warm, he said, why not take off everything? It was a struggle to determine Ken's emotions. I wasn't, sure what kind of face he was making anymore. I can? Why didn't you say so? I immediately stripped off my black suit jacket, loosened my tie, and undid the first 3 buttons of my shirt. Phew! I noticed Ken was still watching me. I wondered why he was, being so oddly kind to me right now. You look quite good, Ken whispered, his hands and face suddenly drawing near. I jumped. When did he get so close? Huh? What do you want from me? Not making coffee. I still don't know how that works, I muttered, shaking my head nervously at his remark. What did Kid want? That coffee machine incident still haunted me. Oh, now you're being haunted by the coffee machine, too. So you're haunted by fish, coffee, and a watch. Well, at least one of those things is a living creature. The other two? Yikes. No, I won't ask you to make coffee anymore, Kid whispered softly. I closed my eyes for a moment. When I opened them again, Kid's face was unexpectedly close to mine, so close that I could feel his warm breath ghosting over my forehead. I met his piercing gaze, and I wondered why he was able to stun me every time he fixed his gaze on me. Also, I'm gonna take a photo of this, but no, seriously, I'm gonna take a photo. It looks so good. Like, oh my god, it looks so good. Like, drunk Porsche. Wait, is he on him? I just don't notice that. Wait, is he on him? Porsche's sitting, not sit. He's on Kin's lap. Like you can. Well, it's on screen. Hopefully, yeah, it's on screen. You can see it. Like, holy, like he he. You. Uh, I felt a gentle tickling sensation against my chest, like a delicate insect skittering across my skin. Irritated, I swatted away. Ugh! I didn't know why I felt so warm, annoyed, and I need to take a leak, I mumbled blurrily. Hey, can I go take a piss? I heard an exasperated sigh in response. Then I was engulfed in darkness, and I wasn't conscious of anything anymore. Am I gonna have to put a warning? Are we? No. Ken, you would not. Ken, he's drunk. Don't do shit. Please. Okay, well, I kind of looked a little bit on chapter 9. It's still in Porsche's POV at least. But yeah, I finished chapter 8. Porsche's drunk and I'm sorry, I still have the image in my head. Again, the art here is so good. But what was I? Oh yeah. But yeah, that's the end of chapter 8. I will be reading chapter 9 later in another video. That's it for now. If you guys are liking my reading, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am currently reading Heaven Official's Blessing. Oh, what's the other one? Oh god, my brain doesn't work. See, I see Porsche being all beautiful and gorgeous, and all of a sudden my brain doesn't work. Oh yeah, I'm reading Guardian. I'm reading Heaven Official's Blessing, and I'm reading Case File Compendium. Yeah, those, and well, KinnPorsche, but yeah. I have 4 books that I'm currently reading. I have playlists for all 4. Well, I'm gonna make playlists for all 4. I think for now I only have 3 playlists or whatever. Just look at my playlist. You'll see that I have the books that I'm currently reading there. So yeah, you guys can see which books I'm reading. But other than that, yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna make a playlist for this one. Very similar to how I have a playlist for my other ones. So yeah. If you are interested in any of the others, go to those playlists because they are there in order. That way you can, follow it and not get lost. I don't know. But other than that,